Oh boy. Hey, Scorpio Sag. Cuspies, welcome, welcome, welcome to your timeless astrology reading. Excuse my pupper. If you could hear him in the background, I know you can. All right, he is something going on, chap. And he likes to make his presence known, all right? So, right off the bat, Scorp Sag, for those of you that might be new, whenever you hear my puppy in the background or whenever he tries to kind of barge in my room while I'm reading, it typically means that there might be some sort of Taurus energy in your aura or connecting with you or a part of your story in some way, shape, or form, as my puppy is a Taurus, okay? So, that's just a little tidbit here, a little clue in for those of you that might be new. My name is Gabrielle, and you are tuned in here to Cusp of Roses, where we do timeless general tarot readings for all 12 cusp zodiac signs every new and full moon and every zodiac season. If you're interested in that content, please make sure you hit that subscribe button so that you can tune into my next live reading. All right, don't want to miss out. Scorp Sag, Scorp Sag, Scorp Sag. For some reason, soon as I kind of started meditating in your energy, in the collective energy of Scorp Sag, big smile just kind of came to my face. As I'm kind of channeling and getting settled in your energy now, still smiling. Something has you feeling really good, really happy, really excited. Yeah, I don't know. I just feel like I can't stop smiling. Like it's almost to the point where my cheeks are kind of starting to get a little tired. So, whatever has you happy, I'm happy to feel and sense that you are happy in this moment whenever this reading does find you. All right. Give me a quick second. Hi, Mise Meep. Hi, Carly. Oh, thank you so much, Carly. I appreciate your kind words, love. I appreciate that. Yeah, I have to. There was really, truly no other way. I even tried to do readings for like single signs, and they just, I don't know. I just don't think that they hit. I'm a cusp through and through, and it just feels right to do these readings for all my fellow cusp babies. Okay, so I'm grateful that you're here and a part of our tribe, Carly. Hi, me, say me. Thank you again for all of your love and support. I truly appreciate you, love, love you, love you. Okay. Let me go ahead and just straighten out this camera just a wee bit. All right. Y'all know how I get with the angles over here. Before we even get into the messages, we are going to get grounded and offer up some gratitude into our space. I did feel called to the root chakra incense for you, Scorp Sag. So staying grounded might be very, I just heard therapeutic for you right now. I almost get it's kind of like a cheeky stay grounded though, Scorp Sag, because I just can't stop smiling. I really do feel like something either will have your heart just really elated, something's coming in that feels really good, feels really amazing, and could be a form of wish fulfillment, is what I just heard. All right. But we'll see. So maybe that's what it is. It's like maybe you're entering this kind of cloud nine, I'm floating, everything's wonderful and amazing and good type of vibration or timeline or cycle. And that is so beautiful to feel and sense in your energy, Scorp Sag, because as a collective, we've been going through it, okay? And I am ready for y'all to have some good energy, good times, good vibes, good new, fresh cycles, all right? That all said, I'm going to light the incense, sound my singing bowl 1 to 3 times, depending on how I feel intuitively guided to. Then we'll get into our channeled messages, and then we'll get into the cards, all right? So go ahead and get started on what feels right and best for you in this moment. All right. Yes, we definitely want July to be sexy. Of course. I just feel like it's time. It's time to kind of let it out. It's time to kind of get back in that flow, because it has been a journey, has it not, Scorp Sag? Okay. Let's get into this. Thank you so much, Divine, for connecting me here with my fellow Scorpio-Sagittarius cusp collective of energy, and my fellow Scorpio and Sagittarius placements, or just my soul tribe that's tuning in and hanging out for this reading. What do I need to know prior to this astrology tarot reading for Scorpio Sagittarius? What's important for me to be aware of, for Scorp Sag to be aware of in the now moment? All right, instantly, like y'all know that I use my organates kind of, they're kind of almost like little mini portals for me into information. I work a lot with the chakra system, so they're really helpful. And as I was kind of meditating and kind of looking at it, I got pulled right into the heart chakra. Heart chakra has been very active in the collective, especially since Venus entered Leo. So I think you are part of that collective where your heart space is starting to get recharged, your relationships recharged, this new energy, this new sense of passion and sunshine, like the Leo, the sun card, right? All of that strength, vitality, just feeling really, really strong in your heart center. Okay. I almost feel like it's important to clearly maintain your heart space and your heart chakra, to make sure that you're at least touching in on it vibrationally, whether that's through sound frequencies, whether that is through prayer, whether that is through getting yourself into some green spaces, wearing the color green, eating more green things. That can all activate and help balance out your heart chakra, okay? So keep that in mind. Green might be a very lucky color for you right now in this moment. What else? What else do I need to know here, Divine? For this reading here for Scorpio Sagittarius. Okay, I just heard coming into the light. So yeah, I mean, I think that's just spot on, right? Scorp Sag, you've definitely been going through some death and rebirth cycles. I feel like for the past few years, to be quite honest. Yeah, it's been a little dark, been a little hermity, okay? But I really do feel like, especially come around the lunar node shift, which if you're watching this in real time will be July 17th, so in a few weeks, you're really, really going to feel this deeper sense of freedom, because the North and South Node are moving into Aries and Libra, okay? So out of the Taurus Scorpio axis, and a little deeper into maybe other parts of your chart, depending if you have a lot of Aries, a lot of Libra, or a lot of first house or seventh house energy. I feel like it's gonna get good. Things are gonna get a lot better, I almost want to say richer. Not rich, well, I mean, it could be financially, depending on the goals that you set and the work you've been doing. But when I felt the word rich come out, it felt just more like internal, like feeling more enrichment from the activities you do, the people around you, your environment, the things that you got going on, just feeling more fulfilled, like Ace of Cups energy. Okay. I just heard attraction and attractive. So, and I'm seeing the Empress card in my mind's eye. So you could be stepping into your Empress vibration, feeling a bit more comfortable in that energy, really starting to step into your power in that way. Feeling just very attractive, very kind of spicy. I'm not going to lie. It just feels like something's like awakening within you here. Okay. Something is definitely awakening within you. That's bringing out this just heard need for speed. I don't know what that means. Oh, okay. Yeah, I saw immutable. This need for movement forward, moving out of whatever this energy has been for the past few years for you. Again, it is cosmically influenced. I do feel like because the lunar nodes have been in Taurus and Scorpio for about the past a little over 3 years, it's been rough. It's definitely been rough, especially with Scorpio being in the South Node. That's a lot of facing your karmic debts and the things that you need to learn and lessons and a little bit of your shadow. It's just you've been so swept up in it that I think it's like you're finally free, or you're about to feel that sense of freedom from that cycle of work, okay? All right, give me 1 second here. I'm going to turn this fan off. Woo. All right. I feel like the smoke needed to settle. Like it just was getting a little wild. Okay. Anything else? Anything else for Scorpio-Sagittarius energies that I need to be aware of before we get started, Divine? Okay, I heard no. So yeah, those were just the pre-channeled messages. Let's see what's directly influencing, guiding, and supporting you in this now moment. Thank you so much, Divine. Direct influences for Scorpio-Sagittarius, please and thank you. Direct influences. You've got Earth, okay. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You've also got Mercury, Virgo, and Gemini energy. Earth brings about a level of persistence, patience, and practicality. And this could all be applied to how you think, how you're learning right now, how you're interpreting or internalizing things right now, how you're communicating or networking. I think this past 36 months of having that South Node in Scorpio energy really kind of dominate what you are experiencing or influence your experiences. It's taught you a lot about patience for sure, right? Scorpio energy, very, very patient. Definitely. Sag energy, not so much. Not so much. So depending on what side of the cusp you're on, that could have been a little bit more challenging to activate that sense of groundedness, that sense of patience, to continue at something despite what you were feeling, what you were going through, what you were facing. I think this definitely, with the butterfly here, definitely shifted and changed how you thought about things, your perspective. You could have experienced quite a few tower moments over the past few years. Definitely maybe shifted your value of network and or your network in general, right? Like you could have moved towns, moved cities, moved states, moved places, moved jobs. It's like that has shifted. And I feel like a lot of these shifts that were happening for you, Scorp Sag, were seemingly somewhat out of your control. Like circumstantial, right? Like a tower is something that you cannot control. That's divine intervention. Now, whether it felt like divine intervention in the moment, probably not. But I think this is a point here in your journey, Scorp Sag, where you can look back and see those hold on. Okay. Sorry, y'all. I apologize for the silence. I gotta make sure things are okay. Yeah, sorry, I just heard 2 loud explosions. Could be fireworks. Yeah, oh yeah, we're about to, it's the 4th, duh. Okay. I'm just like, what in the hell? But okay, back to y'all, back to the energy. I do feel like you are at a point here, Scorp Sag, where you can look back and really see the divine intervention for what it was. and not necessarily get swept back up in the pain of it all or the stress of it all. I think a lot of stress too. Yeah. Scorp Sag, I just think flat out you are overdue for some fun in the sun. Like, you really truly need to kick back, relax, enjoy yourself, let your hair down a little bit, because you've been really honestly doing a lot of work. Again, having to harness and counterbalance that earth energy, right? Especially with the lunar north node being in Taurus. It's like, yeah, it's like Taurus and Scorpio was like called to the stage. It's your turn to kind of hold this lunar energy down. And I think that has happened. And both energies have maybe learned a lot, right? Like I said, my puppy kind of barking in the beginning lets me know that Taurus has definitely had some sort of an influence here. So tell me more. Tell me more about this direct influence for Scorpio-Sagittarius energies. Yeah, there you are. In your 9th house, Sagittarius, spiritual growth, absolutely. I want to get one more for you rather than move to the end of the deck. Any more direct influences here? Yeah, I knew there was an extra. Come on now. Y'all, you see how thick this deck is? Out of all the cards, South Node. So yeah, we're spot on here with our channelings. Love that confirmation. Thank you, Spirit. Bottom of the deck is the 12th house. So of course, right? Having to transcend, experiencing high levels of spirituality, facing your karma, sacrificial service, and healing is that 12th house energy. So depending on your rising sign here, Scorp Sag, this is what I feel like has overall been very active for you. Going through those last bits before you can get to that rebirth of moving back into the 1st house. Realigning with yourself. It's almost like it's Piscean energy with the 12th house. So it's almost like losing yourself to find who you are, if that makes sense. Losing who you thought you needed to be, who you thought you wanted to be, who you created yourself to be, like burning it all. And then seeing what remained. And that being the true essence of you, and then rebuilding from that. I think that's where you're at with this Mercury energy. Connecting to new networks. Like, I just think there's just been this huge shift, and this spiritual growth is telling me that it's coming from the inside out. It's coming from the inside out. So I definitely feel like, again, this growth cycle for you has been definitely centered around the mind, the mental, your perception mainly. And so you face everything that you were destined to let go of with the South Node, right, in Scorpio. And that forced a lot of spiritual growth, created a lot of opportunities for you to extend and deepen that spiritual growth and that spirituality that you naturally are tethered to, really expand your higher mind energies, your higher chakras. So everything from the heart chakra on up or above the heart chakra. The heart chakra for me is the central chakra. And your higher would be your throat, your third eye, and your crown. And then the lower solar plexus, sacral, root, all kind of center here in that heart space. Now, mind you, there are over 100 chakras that we have connections to, but we'll only focus on the main 7 that align along the human spine, okay, here on my channel. Yeah, I really do feel like that. It's like, enjoy in a weird way. I almost want to like encourage you to enjoy these last few weeks of this Taurus North Node, Scorpio South Node energy, because I really do feel like it is a true ending for a very brand new, beautiful beginning for you, Scorp Sag. It's like you've conquered your South Node. Like, I think you took it head on. You're like, okay, I'm in my shadow, sure. You know what I mean? Like, all right, I'm in my South Node, cool. Like, let me face what I need to face. Let's do this. Let's get to the healing. Let's be practical about it. I'm going to be persistent with the work. I'm going to be patient with the process. And I think that grew you a lot more than maybe you can even perceive right now or connect to right now in this moment, whenever you find this reading. But you've definitely had a lot of mental expansion and a lot of spiritual expansion, which I just think is so beautiful for you. All right. Let's go ahead and clarify all of this. Now, interestingly enough, I am sensing that some of you could have a south node in an earth energy, maybe Taurus, maybe Virgo, maybe Capricorn, maybe even Gemini or Sagittarius. So this whole transcendence of karma and your spirituality and healing and sacrificial service could have been a longer cycle than just like 36 months, okay? Especially if you have a south node in Sagittarius or Gemini. Again, though, it's either a 3-year cycle or a 6-year cycle that's coming to an end for you. And you've gained a lot. You definitely have. I can sense it. I can feel it. And a lot more expansion is headed your way. Yeah. That's, I think, where the South Node took you. The Six of Cups. Took you back. Back in time. Back to a different version of yourself, or multiple different versions of yourselves that needed healing, that needed mending, that needed attention, that needed a hug or an embrace or understanding or to be seen or to be heard. I just think you showed up for yourself, or you have been showing up for yourself in a very, very powerful, transformative way. So you should, I almost really want to say, like, pat yourself on the back here, Scorp Sag, because with the 9th house showing up at Mercury and Earth, that means that you did not falter under the weight of the South Node. You didn't crumble. You didn't get crushed. You didn't disregard it and avoid it. I think you really faced it. You accepted it. You embraced it. And all that came with it. Thank you so much, Divine, for these beautiful energies here for Scorpio Sagittarius. There's Pluto. Yeah, Pluto being in retrograde right now. Now through, I believe, October. Yeah, it's just enjoy these last moments. You've made it thus far. You've persisted this far. Next few weeks, next few months will be an easy breeze because you've been doing this for a while. Yeah, you've been doing this for a while. You've been building up your spiritual strength, the 9 of Wands. And I feel like this judgment, this call, this connection, this resurrection of these old versions of yourself has only made you more confident. Come on now, I can't make it up. More confident, more at peace, more willing to be at peace, more confident in your ability to create and cultivate peace. 6 of Wands. So you're coming out on top. That's just what I want to say. Yeah, you're coming out on top. You're coming out of this cycle with victory, with success. Because you've done something that many people definitely struggle to do. Not that you didn't struggle, Scorp Sag. I know you did. It's okay, but I don't think you let the struggle stop you. Yeah, you didn't let the confusion stop you. You sat with the 7 of Cups. You were like, all right, I'm going to listen to each cup. I'm going to pour it all out. I'm going to look at it and I'm going to see what was in here. What was the initial attraction to that cup? Or why did I take the cup? What was the whole point? You know what I mean? Like, I just, you weren't afraid. And that's paying off for you in such an amazing way, okay? Let's look into this. Tell me more. feel like Spirit just wants me to channel this whole reading. But let's get into the cards. Tell me more about Earth energy. Yeah, come on now. Did I not say, Scorp Sag, you are moving? Movement. Okay, the Chariot. This is destined path. It's not fated path. This is destiny, alignment. This is your ancestors, your angels, your guides, the universe picking you up, taking you out. You know what I mean? It's like, all right, let's blow this popsicle stand and head to the new cycle. And I feel like Scorp Sag is like, I've been waiting for you. Where were you 3 years ago? You know what I mean? Like, this is what I've been wanting. This is what I need. All right, so you're definitely moving forward. Definitely moving forward. Tell me more about this Earth energy and the Chariot. Yeah. The Hangman and the Five of Pentacles. And the Hierophant. So there we go. Right? Definitely some Taurus energy here. But moving away just from the signs, right? The Hierophant is all about applied wisdom. Applying the knowledge. Some of you maybe felt like the universe and the divine kind of left you out in the cold for a little bit. But what do I always say about the Five of Pentacles? It might look destitute. It might look like it's a cause for worry and stress and concern. But it's one more pentacle than the Four of Pentacles, which is being very comfortable, kind of sitting on, you know, what you have, just not really taking any risk, not moving forward. It's stagnant, but comfortable. Do you know what I mean? Five of Pentacles with the Hangman is like you've gained a different perspective. I mean, enlightenment around the power of being in that position. I used to say all the time on my channel that when you get to that Five of Pentacles energy, it's the point where you realize that spirit has to be a part of this. It's a surrender to spirit when it comes to your material path, when it comes to your foundation, when it comes to finances, career, love maybe, right? Because all that energy is intertwined. This is stepping out on faith. Trusting that the divine will catch you and bring you to that Six of Pentacles. It's a bit of a risk with the Five of Pentacles. But rather than sit and worry, I think you allowed the waiting or you allowed this positioning to enlighten you for you to gain more wisdom, the Hierophant. But what can I learn from this? Rather than sit and sulk, I'm going to trust that I'm in this position for a reason, or I'm going to trust that the divine asked me to take that risk out of my comfort zone from the Four of Pentacles for purpose. And I'm going to watch how it unfolds. Because for me, when you get to the Four of Pentacles is what you can do on your own. No help from the divine, no petitioning from the divine. It's all your muscle gets you to the Four of Pentacles. But to get to the 10, you have to step out on faith. You have to actually invite the divine into your life, into your process, into, okay, this is what I want or what I feel comfortable. Well, what do you have for me to do? Universe, spirit, God, however you want to name it. And it's understanding that that path isn't going to be shiny. It isn't going to be glamorous all the time. It isn't going to be comfortable. But what's more uncomfortable than sitting upside down or hanging upside down? You know what I mean? I just think you just took it on the chin. You did what you had to do. And you've learned a lot. The Hierophant. You waited patiently. You definitely waited patiently. I do feel like for some of you, this Chariot was delayed. I'm going to be honest. I feel like it's the Chariot was delayed. Whether it was delayed until you saw something differently, whether it was delayed because there were other things that needed to happen first in other situations, right? The whole butterfly effect. Ace of Wands, but you're, yeah, you waited for the inspiration. You waited for the sign from the divine, from God, on what to do and how to move. And you trusted that that Ace of Wands, that inspiration, that motivation, that excitement, that passion would come. Clarify Mercury. Think, learn, and network, and communicate. Okay. Look at this. You've got the Three of Swords, the Star card, and the Sun. All came out in a chunk. I feel like in this cycle, when it comes to the memories of betrayal, of heartbreak, I think for a minute you were somewhat maybe even hyper-focused on those energies, just on those situations. Maybe this was a part of what you had to face while being in that South Node energy. And the Star card and the Sun says he healed it. You took the time, you separated yourself a little bit with the Star. You went out in nature naked and said, okay, I'm going to bare my soul to the universe. Here's all my grievances. Here's all the pain. Here's all the sorrow. What do I need to keep? What can I let go of so that I can get back to my happiness, so that I can experience joy again? I think for a minute you maybe felt like certain situations, certain things maybe robbed you of your joy or your natural joy, disconnected you from that for sure. Robbed you, could have felt like that. But you always have access to the Sun. Always. Always available for you. It's just, again, a matter of perspective. It's a matter of seeing it. It's a matter of seeking it. And I think you did that with the Star. I think you went on a journey here. And you maybe learned how to communicate and how to think and how to connect from this Star Sun space, not the Three of Swords space. Which is no easy feat, especially with how heavy I'm feeling this Three of Swords for y'all. Yeah. I think you've transmuted some heavy, heavy things here. And I really do feel like the Sun might even be, and the Star is like giving me again this glow up energy. Like from where you started this cycle to where you are now is like polar opposites. And or the growth is just so immense. The Sun and the Star, do you know what I mean? Both very shiny, both very bright. Both very magnetic, attractive, illuminating. Like, I just think that rather than let those Three Swords sit in there, remember we saw the Four Swords came out. I think you took them out, took the swords out of your heart. You looked at them, you cleaned them up, you put them up on the wall and said, yeah, never again. And I'm going to be at peace with, okay, that happened. I can't do anything about it. Can't change it. I'm going to learn from it, but I'm not going to let it taint me. Because with the Sun and the Star are both a certain level of innocence. That I do feel like whatever this Three of Swords was, it would have been very, very easy to just completely lose your innocence in a way, or lose that sense of connectivity to your inner child, or a certain level of like, I almost want to say like purity in a way. Like, not that you guys are, well, pure, maybe, I don't know. Anyway, I just think you didn't let it taint you in a way that it absolutely had every right to. It had every right to change how you thought, how you communicated, what you did, how you learned, how you connected with people, and it didn't. Even with the Three of Swords, you're still activating in that star energy, still operating out of the sun frequency, which is just no easy feat. It's a sign of how you've grown spiritually. Yeah, spiritually strong. Spiritually strong, 1000%. You now know how to tame that natural instinct, the raw instinctual nature we all have as humans. You now know how to tame it, when to let it out, when not to. And in strength comes a lot of vulnerability. The true mark of strength is your ability to be vulnerable with yourself, with others, the divine. And the sun, a lot of vulnerability, right? And the star, two cards that are typically depicted naked and nude, meaning no barriers, no hiding. Bearing it all. No shame. No shame about it either. Yeah, you've got the 10 of Wands. Yeah. Spiritual growth with the 10 of Wands is like Sag and Sag. You want to talk about carrying spiritual weight. You want to talk about South Node energy, your life's debts, karma. You took it on. You carried it all, and I think you did so almost with the Sun card being here, maybe with a sense of pride. Yeah. With a sense of pride. Like, okay, this is for me. I'm not going to delegate these wands out because this is my ish. Ace of Wands. I'm gonna clear it out and get a fresh start. 9 of Pentacles. I do feel like there's been this growth. Come on now. There's been this growth in you, Scorp-Sag, where you inherently now know your worth. Know what you're capable of. When you carry that 10 of Wands through, it is an energy of completion. When you've completed that spiritual cycle, carrying all those wands, you finally get to the finish line. It's 9 of Pentacles. It's this sense of it's like, you know, when you do something that you've conceived to be very, very hard and very difficult, but then you actually do it, you conquer it, you overcome it, you make it happen. And there's just that overwhelming sense of confidence in yourself. Like, okay, if I can do that, then there's absolutely nothing I need to worry about. I can handle anything. That's this energy. If I made it through the 10 of Wands with the 3 of Swords attached to it and the 5 of Pentacles attached to it, I can make it through anything. The 3 of Pentacles, to clarify spiritual growth, tells me that you've learned how to work with the divine, that Trinity. Right? Mother, Father, Spirit. Mother, Father, Child. However you want to name the Trinity. It's tapping into the power of 3. I don't know how else to say that. But it really is. It's like, if you even think about the Lover's card. It's not just 2 people holding hands. No, it's 2 people and an angel. 3 makes it complete. 3 makes it complete. Again, if you can make it through the 10 of Wands on your own, the strength that you've exhibited by doing so, you can grow and build anything. I just think it's It's like you take on one thing and you do it really well, Scorp Sag, and it's like now you want to take on the world. If you can get through this dark night type of energy, this hangman, this pause, I just think there was everything externally somehow seemingly working against you. And yet you held on to your strength. You stayed in the star energy. You stayed in the sun. You stood on your worth. Nine of Pentacles. And you worked on what you needed to work on, the Three of Pentacles. You realized that your process that you were in was a joint effort. You weren't necessarily doing it all alone. Even if it felt like that, you were doing it with spirit. So that relationship to source, to God, to the universe has definitely grown and strengthened and increased. To where it's what you're grounded in. Nine of Pentacles. Yeah. And look at this. Two of Wands, Aries energy between the ninth house and the south node. The north node is about to be in Aries. Also came out with the Five of Wands. Yeah. This lunar node shift is going to be huge. It's going to be really, 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 really big for you, Scorp Sag. Everything that you had been fighting for, everything that you were challenged with. That's what I'm saying. Everything seemingly was working against you, yet you didn't fold. You didn't falter. You didn't crumble. You didn't bend. You stood there in the Ten of Wands and was like, all right, that's all you got? Terrifying. Cool. Might be heavy, but I'll handle it. I'll build the strength. I think that's what I mean by the mindset here, Scorp Sag. It's like, with all of that weight on you, it would be very easy and very understandable, but to say it's too heavy, it's too much, I'm putting it down. No, I'm not going to do this. But I don't think you did that. I think you were like, oh, this is super heavy. I need to get stronger then so I can carry it. That's two totally different mindsets. I just think one thing about it, Scorp Sag, one thing, if anything you walk away from this reading with, know that your tenacity, your ability to stay persistent and consistent and focused and just your sheer determination alone is a power outside of your own existence. Like it's bigger than you. It's the Lovers. I just talked about it. Right. It's almost supernatural in a way. It's like superhuman strength. Two of Cups. Two of Cups with the Lovers tells me that I think here, Scorp Sag, what could be part of this new and exciting and freedom and kind of moving out of that South Node energy is finally connecting people, places, things, situations, environments, opportunities that are true kindred spirits for you, that are like true reflections of love. Where I think you had to face a lot of things in a lot of situations that were a reflection of fear. Whether it was your own fear, whether it was the fear of others, fear of those you were connecting with. It's like, yeah, you shouldered it. I don't know how else to tell you that or say it. 10 of Swords and the 3 of Wands. Yeah, the past is behind you. The worst is over. It's time to look towards the horizon, Scorp Sag. Your ships are coming in. The 3 of Wands. 3 of Wands is a card of excitement. This is almost like a cause for celebration. That you're out of the 10 of Swords. You did the mental transformation. That's Mercury right there. You did it. Tell me more about this 5 of Wands with the South Node. Yeah, I think there was a lot The Scorpio being in the South Node was definitely challenging for you, to say the absolute least. Yeah. It challenged your connections, your relationships, your bonds. Did I not say realizing what you had to move on from mentally? Six of Swords. You were destined to release some sort of, I almost want to say familial. So this could have to do with family for you, Scorp Sag. Doesn't necessarily have to be. Some of you maybe were releasing like a marriage or a union or a contract of some sort, a relationship of some sort. With the 5 here, it does kind of tend to be on the family side, or like a family energy or a community energy. And then look at that. Yeah. They brought me back over here to the Mercury with the think, learn, network, and communicate. I think this could have been a network. Again, people that you were connected to, places that you were connected to, that I don't think prior to this 3 or 6 year cycle, you were all the way fully aware. That's why you would have had to been in the Hangman to gain awareness, 12th house energy. That I don't think you were fully aware were karmic connections for you, were situations and spaces and people and things that you were meant to learn from. Like some of you could have thought that these were your people, your tribe, like this is it, you know what I mean? These people had your back, and then it's like 3 of Swords, you come to find out that's not the case. Yeah. So destined to release those commitments, those agreements. 4 of Wands could also be a card of participation, meaning it was a reality check around what you were actually actively participating in. Come on now, Wands. I almost feel like the 4 of Wands to the 5 of Wands to the 6 of Wands is wild, first and foremost, for South Node energy. Like I said, whatever the challenge was, whatever what was kind of stacked against you, you conquered it. You came out of the situation victorious. In the Sun and the Star energy, and the 9 of Pentacles. Like again, it's almost like there's this deep, 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 deep strength that you have, Scorp Sag, that I don't even think you had a good estimation around. Like I think it shocked you and surprised you at how strong you were able to be through these situations. It takes a lot of strength to carry those 10 wands. I think for some of you, this was also carrying people and relationships and places and things, and you putting in a lot of energy and a lot of effort to maintain connections in the 4 of Wands and things that you were born into, or you know what I mean? Like it just feels like you did the best that you could to do your part and then some. You were doing other people's parts too. Spiritual growth. It's like, yeah, some of you, this could even be like ancestral karma as well. Like this is what's been passed down. And you've broken free from that. You've conquered it. Let's clarify this Ace of Wands strength and the 2 of Wands. Tell me more here, Divine, for Scorpio-Sagittarius. Yeah. 6 of Swords for the Ace of Wands. Uh-oh. Clarify strength. You've got the Moon, hidden strength. And you've got the 4 of Pentacles, like I said. You were challenged with coming out of some sort of comfort zone. These were people, places, and things that you wanted to hold on to. That you were loyal to with the 4 of Wands. that you waited for. Knight of Pentacles. You invested a lot into. Not realizing that with the Nine of Pentacles, it's like almost not realizing that you were in it alone somehow, some way. Like, again, I just don't think it was reciprocated with the Three of Swords. No. And the Five of Pentacles, it's again, yeah, here I am taking the step out. Here I am doing all the work. Here I am showing up, but it's not being met. I almost feel like with the Four of Wands and the Five of Wands, I feel like there was something here attempting to bind you. Like whether this is family that wanted you to stay close to them or kind of like, yeah, whether these were friends, whether this was a lover, an ex-spouse, something. It's like someone was attempting to bind you, trying to keep you from being in this sun or star energy. Now you got the sun and the moon and the star, another trinity. But for the moon to clarify strength, it was hidden. This was all meant to activate this strength in you. This was all meant for you to see how strong you were. I don't even think you noticed how heavy for some of y'all the Ten of Wands was, because that's just what you were used to when it comes to your connections and the people, places, and things that you commit yourself to. You show up and you do the work, and you often take on the work of others to make sure shit gets done. Excuse my French, but it's just that determination. And rather than that determination work in your favor to build the Nine of Pentacles, I think it was building up other things and other people and other spaces. And you weren't necessarily, almost like you weren't reaping the benefits of your own work. And that's what's changing. That's what's shifting. Or that's what, again, was a major theme of Scorpio being in the South Node. It's like, these were definitely people that you cared about. But one thing I do love is the Ace of Wands and the Six of Swords. It means that your spirit was activated. This spiritual growth helped you to hear the call. So you no longer stayed in spaces, situations, places, relationships, connections, work environments that were no longer suited for you, no longer healthy for you, no longer peaceful for you. And that's to say, with having to endure and shoulder a lot. So that's what I mean. It's not like, oh, this isn't peace, I'm just going to throw it away. No, you can withstand some difficulty. But this is like when spirit says move, you move. And whether you knew it or not, it was the strength of your own intuition. It was the strength that was within you, the strength of your spiritual growth, the strength of your connection to Source, God, Allah, however you name it, that was guiding you this whole time. I just think you've learned how to trust that that's what that is. Yeah. Okay. I feel like a congratulations is due, Scorp-Sag. Yeah, the Seven of Cups. It was confusing, for sure. Especially because I do think a lot of what you were destined to release were connections and relationships and people and places and things that you felt very bonded to. That were pillars in your life maybe at one point. But you didn't let the comfort zones, or you didn't let the past dictate your future. It's like, again, it's like something awoken in you that said, this no longer fits. And, or with the Five of Wands, it's almost like, I'm done fighting. I shouldn't have to fight for these connections to stand strong, it should be two equal parties coming in. And honestly, I feel like this was just a position that was necessary for you. Like, how could I say that? I don't think you were intentionally putting yourself in these types of relationships for the sake of, oh, I'll do all the work. Like, I don't think it was like that. I think that became the revelation, the hangman. Like, it's a role that you played subconsciously because that's what the demand was in whatever Four of Wands, Five of Wands. It feels like family for a lot of y'all, or whatever the situation might be. That was just the role that you needed to fill, or that you felt you needed to fill because of the demands. And then not realizing, like, oh wait, I'm actually now in the Ten of Wands. Everybody's given me their wand to carry. So what is everyone else doing? Like, you know what I mean? It's like, what, why? Yeah, and I think that's where the Three of Swords came in. What you thought was solid foundation was not solid at all. It was almost competition. Yeah. But we move forward, we move on to our Ace of Wands and our Ace of Pentacles, our new beginning. Fresh start, new foundations, new seeds to plant and grow and nurture. You've done really, really good work, Scorp-Sag. This is beautiful major arcanas, beautiful energy. Let's go ahead and see what the highest energetic outcome of this will be now that we have two aces here. And the sun and the moon and the star. And the Six of Wands with the Chariot. Come on now. Anything set up to stop you here, Scorp-Sag, didn't work. Trust that. Some of y'all might still be in the midst of this. It hasn't stopped you. It hasn't stopped anything that's meant or destined to come your way. Some of you, that's that Two of Cups lovers. It's love for some of y'all. Okay. Highest energetic outcome here for Scorpio-Sagittarius energies. Dealing with this spread. Highest energetic outcome for Scorpio-Sagittarius. Whoa. Blessings. Absolutely. Transformation and illumination. Spot on. One more. Up. And inner peace. Yeah. Yep. So literally the work of the South Node, of working through your life sets, the energies, the lessons you've come into this lifetime to learn, you've done it. And I think a lot of them had to do with bonds and relationships and connections and self-sacrificing a little bit, right? For the other, for the sake of the other, especially with the South Node in Scorpio. Scorpions will pinch off their own tail, pinch off their own arm if it meant helping someone else. And I know that that might not seem that way, but it's true. It is a very, very deep pleasure that Scorpio gets from seeing their loved ones and the others around them happy and content, and to be of service to them in that way. So again, I just think that maybe that natural instinct to be in that energy, do that, was maybe taken advantage of in the past here. And I think that's a part of that Three of Swords. It's like I never thought that it would be the people closest to me, Four of Wands, that would be in the Five of Wands with me, combative with me, fighting against me, working against me, not working in unison, but against. Either way, you come out in the Six of Wands. So it was all a test of your strength, or it was all to strengthen your spiritual muscles. Okay, let's go ahead and read all of this. Blessings, transformation, illumination, and inner peace. And then look, I opened the book straight to love. So that love is big for some of y'all. Okay, let's look at blessings. Ooh. Blessings is called the Holy Spring. In many ancient cultures, it was believed that there were some springs that were holy. Gods and goddesses were thought to reside in or near these special places, and they were revered. Greek mythology is replete with stories of these special places. Many of the Christian hallowed water sources, such as the Chalice Well, were used for sacred purposes long before Christianity rose to prominence. These kinds of springs were thought to be a healing waters where blessings were bestowed by mystical beings. Immense blessings are emerging into your life from those in spirit. Angels, guides, and spirit guardians are watching over you. Angelic intervention is available to you. Be open to the voice of the divine. Messages are all around you. You are protected. You are safe. Have faith that your path is guided. Chariot, Hangman, Ace of Wands. Exactly. Watch for signs that spiritual beings are present. Profound healing energy is flowing to you in wondrous ways. Refreshing, replenishing energy is filling your life. So where you were once depleted, Scorp-Sag, Five of Pentacles, right? Seemingly depleted. You will be restored. That's absolutely happening. You can bet on that, especially with the Ace of Pentacles ending your reading. There you go, okay? Let's move on to illumination. Illumination is called Mist Rising on Alpine Lake. As the sun rises over the far mountains, mists begin to swirl upward, illuminated by the golden, radiant rays of morning light. In many traditions, mist symbolizes what is called the mystic veil, which represents an entrance point into unseen realms. In ancient and native cultures, mists are associated with mystical and magical inner dimensions. Mist in the mountains represents higher states of consciousness. All right. The upward spiraling mist rising in the mountains suggests that those in the realm of spirit, so that's the second mention of this realm of spirit, your spirit protectors, ancestors, and guardians are close at hand, assisting you on your upward journey of illumination. They are protecting you and supporting you. Your spiritual life is expanding by leaps and bounds. Even if you can't see what's ahead, spirit is close. If you draw this card, trust your heart and what you feel more than what you see and what you think, and you will be guided in a wondrous direction. That's that Chariot, Hangman, and the Ace of Wands. It's looking out for the signs. It's looking out for spirit, heeding the warnings that you get. Your higher self is very much so on point, very active here, Scorp-Sag, okay? Trust it. Trust yourself. Trust what you know. Trust what you sense and feel. And also trust what's revealed. That feels like a big one. And you'll know when there's a revelation. You'll feel it. Trust in that direction, okay? Let's look at inner peace. We have the lily pond. Simply sitting next to a lily pond, watching the dragonflies soar overhead and looking at the luminous lily pads floating gently on the water can fill one with the sense of profound and everlasting peace. Lilies grow in many countries and have been given a wide range of meanings. However, one enduring image of the lily is the notion that out of the darkness and mud arises a thing of immense beauty and grace. No matter how much darkness there has been in your life, you can rise into enlightenment and profound tranquility. Inner peace is your birthright. Tranquility occurs when you realize that your life is unfolding according to a divine planning. Serenity isn't something you have to work for or search for. It already exists within you. To find this inner peace, simplify your life, spend time in nature, and listen to the message of your soul. True peace transcends fear and connects you intimately to the Creator. Breathe deeply and fully, knowing that all is well. So again, there's this high level of connection to the spirit realm, your ancestors, your guides, your angels, your guardian, source, the Creator. That's the third time, right? So trust and have peace that everything will be illuminated as it needs to. Everything has been illuminated. Trust what the divine is revealing to you. And absolutely know beyond a shadow of a doubt that there are such beautiful blessings headed your way, Scorp Sag, because of how you handled this South Node cycle. Okay? How you allowed it to transform you. Let's look at transformation. I just heard without fear. Yeah, I mean, I just think the simple fact that you didn't shy away from this work is remarkable and commendable enough. Yeah? Here we go. Transformation and the blue butterfly. It's no accident that the butterfly represents transformation, rebirth, and resurrection. Remarkably, when the caterpillar becomes a chrysalis, it doesn't just instantly become a butterfly. It actually dissolves into a kind of soup. In other words, it liquefies itself, and out of that emerges something completely different. It's a true transformation. In some cultures, blue butterflies are considered very good luck and even wish granters. In Native American tribes, it's believed that a wish whispered to a butterfly will be granted when it flies to the heavens. The Native American shawl dance, which represents renewal, is derived from the butterfly dance. Also, the color blue represents a calmness, peace, and spiritual attunement. And the blue butterfly is thought to carry all of these meanings. This is the time for change, reinvention, or rebirth into a new way of being. If you've been plodding along, this card suggests that you take measures to shift everything. Don't resist change. The blue color suggests a spiritual renewal or initiation. Transformation doesn't mean taking something old and remodeling it or rearranging a few things. It means becoming something completely different or doing something completely different. Change is often uncomfortable, but it's usually for the highest good. This is a very lucky card, and drawing this card can mean that a wish may be about to come true. Some of you wished for an Ace of Pentacles. Some of you wished for the Ace of Wands. Some of you wished for the Lovers, the Two of Cups. Regardless of the wish, consider the wish granted, Scorp Sag. Consider yourself new. I just really feel like that whole caterpillar to butterfly is the perfect example of what you've been through with this South Node cycle over the past few years. And how you've been able to integrate these illuminations and cultivate this sense of inner peace despite the darkness. That's that lotus energy. You've become the lotus. And again, I just think it only gets better from here. So whenever you find this is when it's truly meant for you, Scorp Sag. I thank you guys so much for tuning in. I hope that this reading resonated in some way, shape, or form and gave you some sort of insight, confirmation around what you got going on or what your spirit was already cluing you in on or trying to speak to you about. Let me know what you did connect with and resonated with in the comments down below. I'd love to hear that from you all. And I thank you guys so much for allowing me to read for you in this moment. It's truly an honor, Scorp Sag. And I'm grateful for each and every one of you that do tune into my readings. And if you're new here, welcome, welcome. I hope you enjoyed this. Make sure you hit that thumbs up button and you make sure you subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on my next live reading. I do have exclusive readings on this platform here on YouTube. If you want to join members, there's a tier that gives you a weekly oracle message. If you are interested in extended readings, energy shift readings, weekly readings, that is all over on my Patreon. All of that is linked in the description box below. If this reading resonated with you and you want your own personal extended of this energy, you can book that on my website at cusp-of-roses.com, or you can use the direct booking link in the description box below. All right? Scorp-Sag, thank you guys again. I love you all so, so very much. Thank you again, Carly. Thank you, Mise Meep, for being here in the chat. I appreciate you. Thank you to everybody else who tuned in here live. It's funny how I'm in the Aries Taurus coach watching for a Scorp-Sag. Yeah. So that's you, all that Taurus energy, Carly. That is funny. I love that. All right. Thank you for tuning in and cross watching. I welcome that, y'all. We all harness these energies at different times of the year, especially based on your natal chart. So whatever title, whatever reading calls you, despite the zodiac signs and the cusp energy, just watch it. See what you find. Okay. But I love you all again. Thank you, thank you, thank you for being here. And I'll see you in our next one. All right. Namaste.